to my channel. Today I brought you another finished sketchbook. This is a Viviva sketchbook with 100% cotton paper. It's Indian paper. It has 40 pages, AC3, that's handmade paper, opens fully flat, vegan. I tried a few different Indian cotton papers before, and I was very curious about this one because every time they're very different and you cannot expect something predictable on this kind of paper. That's why I like to experiment on this type of paper, because it always gives me some freedom to express myself and gives me the opportunity to adjust my style for the paper. I love trying new paper, and especially some handmade one. I will put it aside. About the sketchbook, it's a square sketchbook. It says 7.5 by 7.5 inches. It's 20 by 20 centimeters. It has very sturdy rubber, and it holds sketchbook very well. Even if it buckled, it allows the pages become flat again, so I don't have any problems with that. Also, you can see it says that sketchbook opens flat, and that's what they did to make it open flat. They attached the body of the sketchbook only to the back side of the cover, so, and it really opens flat. It's not the stitched sketchbook. It has glue on the spine, so each page attached separately by the glue. And I can see that they added a little bit more glue on the first two pages, so they don't open completely right here. But it doesn't bother me. So as I said, I wanted to experiment with this paper to see how it works with watercolor and different other materials which I used. So let's take a look inside. Why I also chose this sketchbook? As you can see, it has very unique texture. It looks like canvas, but it's not even on one page. Here the surface is a little bit more smoother. Also, there were a few different sketchbooks on the shelf like this, and they were all different, so you cannot expect that the next one you will buy will be exactly the same. So you need to try it again. I chose the most imperfect one because I like that the texture is different. Also, I like all these bumps, knots, and pieces of thread, which you can see. Let me find you. Yeah, here's the example. It adds more details to the sketch. There was one sketch where it was very nice to have this imperfection. You see, here's, so it looks like crack on the road. Let's take a look inside, and I will tell you a little bit more about each picture. Here's the first one which I tried, and I started with the watercolor. I added the layer of the pink and yellow watercolor, and then added spots of green, pink, and a little bit of blue. And when it dried, I added details with the fountain pen. I like it. It buckled a little bit, but after it dried, it became completely flat. Also, watercolor faded a bit, but I kind of expected that. It was okay. I like this sketch. The next one was this one. No, not this one. The next one was the one which I tried with liquid watercolor. Yeah. So I tried this Dr. Martens transparent watercolor, this olive green. And I can show you that when you put too much watercolor, especially liquid, or when you wet the paper very well. It actually goes on the other side and even on the next page. So if you like to work wet on wet, this sketchbook is probably not for you. Then I thought that this page is kind of ruined, but then I took another ink. I took this walnut ink and drew some trees. And also I used white gouache and showed some tree trunks here as well. So it's kind of okay to have this kind of page in the sketchbook, and I like it. And then there was another experiment right here. So also I wanted to try how different watercolor works on this paper. I also wanted to try some granulating watercolor. Here you can see Potter's Pink, and this is Moon Glow. And the super granulating watercolors like Potter's Pink works very well on this kind of paper, because it goes inside these holes, and yeah, I really like it. So on this page I had this just stripes of yellow and pink colors. On this page I drew the bottle. You can see the silhouette of the bottle, and it had yellow and purple background. So I didn't really know what to do with this page, but then I decided to use again the fountain pen and sketch something above. I didn't actually pay attention on these watercolor spots. I just covered that spread with the sketch I wanted, and then I added more color somewhere. So here I darkened the background, and also here I darkened the background. I added some white pencil to show the glass of this bottle, and here I added more yellow and white gouache to highlight this flower pot. And actually I really like this sketch. I decided that it can be a sketchbook for pictures from the photo references, which I collect almost every time when I go outside, and keep storing them on my phone and never use them. So I decided that it's probably time to try to put it in the same sketchbook. Here I also decided that I want the edges to be very nice and white to separate each picture. So I used some paper tape like this, but even the most gentle tape tear this paper. And I tried different techniques. You know how you can heat it with the hair dryer, but it doesn't help. The paper anyway just pulled off from this sketchbook. It doesn't bother me actually. When you tear the tape from this paper, you can just smooth it back with your finger, and it really looks nice in most of the spots. In some spots they have these torn parts, but you can barely see it on the other spots, even though it was also torn apart. So here are some first sketches which I made from the photos. And then I decided that it would be a good idea to continue sketching in this style. So I found another two photos, and here we have spots from the green liquid watercolor. So I chose something green. You can see this green also goes in the middle. So that's why till the end of the sketchbook I taped on this folding part as well. Even if I had a picture on the whole spread, I still decided to tape this spine to have nice and clean middle. Here's a sketch from my morning coffee when I sit outside on the bench and drink my coffee with a croissant right on the bench on the paper bag. And this is also in the morning. I took this photo with the umbrellas. The cafe is still closed, so no one is here. I'll skip this one. This one was also an experiment from the photo. I took it on one of our walks with my friend, and I tried how the pencils work, and this color is the walnut ink, this one. But it fades more than watercolor, so I decided that I prefer to work with watercolor, and if I needed some details, I used mostly just a regular ball pen, black ball pen. I have it from my dentist. So it works the best. And the color pencils are not very good on this paper because of the texture, but if you need this kind of effect, you can try color pencils as well. I haven't decided if I wanted to cover this page as well, so for now it's like it is to remind me what to expect from the paper. This sketch I drew from life. I first decided to put tape just on this part and sketched my armchair. And when I removed the tape, I decided that I want to continue. I first sketched it with a ball pen, but then I decided to add some watercolors, the light wash of watercolors, just to remove the contrast from this page and that one. Another two sketches I made from photo. I went to the old bookstore, which sells used books, and took pictures there. I really like color palette on these two pages. It kind of shows the old wood and some old frames. This is the view from the second floor of the bookstore, so you can see that we are looking kind of a little bit above, and this lamp also we can see it from the top. And this is also the view from the second floor. Some bookshelves with the glass and books, and this I made with the charcoal, so that's why I cover it with the extra layer of the transparent paper. This sketch I made on location. We went to Stanford University, and there was a blooming magnolia tree on the campus, and I sketched this tree with the black pen, ball pen. So it was under the tape. When I removed the tape after my watercolor dried, I added some lines, but I decided not to cover it with the watercolor. Even on location you can work in this sketchbook, and the weather is not that hot now because it's still January, so we can add some water and it doesn't dry that fast. But anyway, it dries faster than at home. At the same day, I took some pictures of the restaurant nearby, and I sketched it at home. I really like to draw umbrellas, and these umbrellas I drew with this Sharpie China marker. I have yellow and the white one. I can show you the white one. It's the oil-based marker, which can draw on any surface, and when you draw it underneath the watercolor, it just reserves the white spots. So all these whites actually, and yellows, actually these two pencils, when you cover it with the watercolor, since the paper is with this very interesting texture, a watercolor above also adds some interesting details, you can see. And these vines I sketched with the pencil. I think I added some more pencil for the details. I used this ink Tense by Derwent. I used chocolate or this bark brown pencils. Then I found the photo, not the photo, most of the time I take videos on location, and in January we went on the road trip to Los Angeles, and on our way back I took a video of this view with the mountains, piece of the road, so I decided to sketch it. So I made very quick wash, and that's why here we can see all these white spots. I decided not to cover that, but somewhere I think, yeah, this white line is also made with a China marker to preserve this white line on the road. And here I used lunar blue watercolor. It's a very granulating watercolor, and I like this moody effect on the mountains. And you can see I torn the paper with the tape, and then I glue it back with glue. And I like that I could show the movement of the car with the sketch because of this background. Okay, one more thing I noticed, that even if you put tape at the edge, if you decided to work wet on wet, you can see the water flows underneath this tape, and you don't get a very neat edge. But I kind of like it on this sketch because kind of the sky spreads all over the page, and it looks nice. The same thing we can see here. Also, water flows underneath the tape, and this is the view of the hills. My daughter goes to college, and sometimes I pick her up from there, and while I was waiting for her, I took this video or photo, I don't remember now, because I took both, and I sketched it at home. Also, I used some Daniel Smith granulating watercolors, like undersea green, and I like how it flows, how the different pigments separates on this paper. And this is leaf green. Also, this time of the year we have the most bright grass on the hills, because later it will become yellow when it gets hotter. And this roofs I again preserved with China marker, and then I tinted it a little bit with red pencil. Another sketch of Magnolia. On my street where I live, I have 6 trees of Magnolia. That time they just started blooming. This Magnolia I sketched at home because it's not very convenient to draw on the street, and always people going around. To not attract too much attention and to work comfortably, I took a video and sketched it at home. Also, I had a tape in the middle as well, and I decided not to cover it with the color, but continue it with the pen. I used again just the black ball pen to sketch it first, and then I painted with the watercolor. Next two sketches are not connected. I even drew them on the different days. I have time-lapse video of how I'm painting this sketch because I made it at home, and I was able to record it during the daytime. And this I was painting also from the photo. Sometimes I like to go to watch the sunset in the downtown, because it goes right at the end of the main street during the summer and early fall. And I took that photo there through this street bulb. And you can see the cars here, so it's a little bit of landscape as well. And I had to cover it because the darkest part of the sketch I made with the charcoal. And also on this page, the darkest black lines are made with the charcoal. And these are just some bottles which I collect, and some stuff on the background. Okay, another two sketches. They are from the same day, from the same moment. My daughter is learning to drive the car now, and I ride with her as a passenger most of the time. So when we were on the intersection, it was pretty blue hour, and I took the video of the street sign and of the road, and I decided to show this on both pages. Another tree which we have in bloom right now, it's the Mimosa Tree, but they mostly grow next to the roads, next to the highways, so it's impossible to stop there and sketch. And the tree which was the closest to my home in the park was removed this fall, so I had to use photo to sketch it. And again, I used this China marker to preserve these yellow spots. Then I covered all the flowers with yellow watercolor, and at the end I added background and details with green and blue color. So I really like how it looks like. Recently I went to the park where I found more trees in bloom right now, so I took the video of these trees with my sketchbook, so you can see. One more sketch. I really wanted to draw a lemon tree in the same style as I draw magnolias. I found a lemon tree in the neighborhood and took some videos and photos, and I sketched it at home. Also here I decided to add some color on the white spots as well, so they're not completely transparent. I start with the pen and then cover with watercolor. Also you can see different colors here. Some spots I preserved with China marker, and some spots like this blue, and here all the blues and yellows above I covered with Neo color by Brandash. Another sketch from photo, another road trip which we had last summer, and we stopped at the Shasta Mountain at the rest area, and I took a video of this view and I sketched it. Again, this white is made with the China marker. And here's the last page. This sketchbook I took with me almost every time when I went outside, but I don't always take water with me. And what I realized that it's a little bit challenging to draw in it with water brush. And this sketch is made completely with this water brush, and it was a bit challenging because it gives too much water, so it means that lesser pigment will be on paper, so it fades much faster. And no matter how dark I took my watercolor, it's still very pale. I still like it. I first sketched these trees. I covered them with the China marker to don't worry about the background and the trees when I go over them. And also I preserved some stones here. As you can see, it also has pocket, which I didn't use much because I finished this sketchbook very fast. Should you buy it or not, it depends on your preferences. It's definitely not for everyone. So if you prefer to have predictable paper, it's definitely not for you. But if you, like me, like to experiment with all sorts of paper and experience different things while sketching, and try to express your emotions, express yourself in unpredictable way, but not on the way you do on regular basis, you can try this paper. It might surprise you, but you will have fun time playing and discovering all the possibilities which it can give you. So then this sketchbook is for you. So what do I think? Will I buy this sketchbook again? Probably I won't, because I got what I wanted, and now I want to try something else. Or probably I will go back to my favorite paper, predictable one, because I wanted to try different things and not just push myself to fight with the paper. But yeah, I really liked it. It was very fun to play with it and to find my own language in this sketchbook. So if you're like me, just give it a try if you can find it in your area. Yeah. Anyway, enjoy your painting process and see you next time. Bye.